Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Janmadhyasya toanvayaditratas Sharte subhijyansvarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayah Tejo Vari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Swasti astu vishvasya khalaha prasidatam Dhyayantu bhutani shivam mithodhiya Manascha badram vajatadadhokshaje Aveshyatam no matirapyaheituki. Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, chapter 14, verse number 55. This is Sri Sukadeva Goswami's reply to question of King Parikshit. He asked, how is it that Brajvasis have more love for Krishna than their own children? So he replied, first saying that everybody likes their own body. Tasmat priyatama swatma sarveshamapi dehinam. And tadarthameva sakala jagadetat characharam. That is the first base point of our attachment or love, our own physical body. And the love to body is because of Atma. And then he said this, Krishna menam avehitam atmanam akhilatmanam jagadhita sopi atra dehi vabhati maya. So the love for Atma is because of Krishna, who is the ultimate object of love. So this is a very important verse, and we read nice explanation. Part of it is still remaining. Traditionally in India we consider dharma, artha, kama and moksha as the four purusharthas, and then we hear that prema is the pancham purushartha. So dharma, artha and kama, they are for the body, because they are only related to the physical body. And then moksha is for the Atma. So first you start with dharma, artha, kama, and then you can come to moksha. And then beyond that is bhakti, which is what is being described here. And now the situation of the society is that they are below dharma, artha, kama. Artha, kama is there but without dharma. So that is not going to lead to any love, any happiness. It's not possible. Because the very base of love is Atma, and at least you have to start with your own body. So that has to be regulated with the help of dharma. And if that is not there, then artha and karma, they are only going to give you trouble. So as Krishna gives 15 defects in the artha, And kama by itself is also problematic. Like Krishna says that yahi sansparja bhoga dukhyoni evate adyantavanta konte niteshwaranta buddha. So this is actually the problem of the modern society. And the people say, what is the use of studying all this? But it has a purpose, the very purpose for which everybody is running around. Everybody works hard so that they can be happy. We want to live, we want to survive, but survival is for happiness. And how to get happiness, that is not known. So people try whatever comes to their mind. It does not work. It has to be learned. So that is actually therefore this sloka is very important. And this relates to the Upanishadic sloka. Navare patyu kamaya pati priya bhavati apito atmana kamaya. So that atmana kamaya, atma, the word atma is interesting because it can mean body also. It can also mean the self. Can also mean Paramatma, and now we are reading it means Krishna. Atatvat matriktvat atma hi paramo hari. So atma hi hari. So this is the ultimate, and that's how Bhāgavatam began. In the very beginning it made that statement, dharma projita kaituvatra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. That this Bhāgavatam speaks about Paramadharma, which is free from kaitava, projita kaitava. So this is now explaining what is that Paramadharma and what is kaitava. So unless one comes to the level of Krishna prema, everything else is kaitava, including moksha. So even Sridhar Swami acknowledges that means projita. So it says prasabdena moksha api grihita. So even moksha is kaitava. Why is that? Why is it kaitava? Now you can understand. Because the atma of atma is Krishna. So that means our atma is meant for him. Mamaivanso jiva loke jiva bhut sanatana. And that's why he says, when he says that now I am going to give you the confidential meaning. Sarvaguhyatamam bhuya shunume paramam vacha. So he says manmana bhav mad bhakta. That is the confidential meaning, most confidential, secret teaching. And if we do not do that, then we are only doing something for ourselves. And that is kaitava, that is deception. And it is not deceiving Krishna, we are deceiving ourselves. So first we misunderstand the self as the body, and then we engage in pleasing that. And if we come to realize we are not the body, if there is a viveka, as in Gyan Marg, so then we work for the Atma, but that is also deception, because that is also not the supreme reality. So that's why gopis are praying kurvanti hi tvai ratim kusla. So Atman Nitya Priya, that he is the Nitya Priya, and therefore those who are kusala, who are expert, they do priti in him only. Kurvanti hi tvai ratim kusla. So Atman Nitya Priya. He is a Nitya Priya. Nitya Priya means eternally lovable object. Everything else is temporary. Even if you love somebody, it does not increase, it diminishes after some time. So Krishna is only the Nitya Priya, because he is the Atma. So Atma. And Pati Sutadi Bhir Arti Dai. He says that this husband, wife, children, they are Artida. Arti means trouble. So they are the trouble givers. Trouble givers are not somewhere far away. They live with you. Right? So, Pati Sutadir Arti Daikim. That's why they say that what will we do if you go to Karvame Kimva, Braja Matra? That if you go to Braja, our houses, what will we do there? So without Krishna, what is life? Because without love, what is life? What is life without love? And love is Krishna. Love is God. So without that, what is life? So whether you believe or not believe, everybody likes love. You believe in God or not, it doesn't matter. So this is natural. This is not something imposed. It is not a philosophy imposed from outside. This vad, that vad. This is natural. You can put it very logically. Right? It's not dogmatic.
The Cockneys in London say, no wife, no strife. In London, the indigenous Londoners have a little saying. They say, no wife, no strife.
No strife.
No strife.
Yeah. Some people say no wife, no life. So, some part of this commentary is remaining. So it says, Yadva nanu Paramatma khalu indriya grahyo na bhavet. So now he says that you are saying that Krishna is Paramatma. Right? Krishna menam avehitvam atmanam akhilatmanam. That no Krishna to be. Everybody is Atma, he is Paramatma. So now the question is raised that but Paramatma is not seen with eyes. So how can he be Paramatma? Because he is being seen with eyes. Right? So if he is being seen with eyes, then he is not Paramatma because Paramatma is not seen with eyes. Simple logic. So how do you say that he is the Atma? So Krishnastu sarvai drishyate eva. Says Krishna is seen by everybody. So he cannot be Paramatma. So then he speaks the next line of this sloka. So jagat hitaya sopi atra dehi vabhati maya. So jagateva hitaya maya nirhatuka chintaya kripaya sopi atra jagat janendriyesu dehi vabhati. So for the welfare of the humanity, although he is invisible to the human eyes, by his maya, by his inconceivable, causeless mercy, he has become available to the senses of people on this world. Otherwise, naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samadhi. So he is not to be seen, yet he can be seen by his grace. So that's what he says this, that jagadhitaya sopi atra dehi vabhati maya. Swameva tadgrahiyatvena prakashate. So he himself manifests in a way that he can be perceived by the senses of people in general. So sarve mam pashyantu, he wishes like that, let everyone see me. Then he becomes visible. Otherwise it is true that Paramatma is not visible. Atarka tadichaya tadgrihitair indriye vasa grihiyate na punar indriye swameva. So it is only by his wish, by his will, which is beyond any logic, that the senses which are graced by him, by those senses he can be seen. Otherwise he cannot be seen by the senses. Like you can hear sound, you can see objects. Like that you cannot see him. So he is called Adhokshaja. So Adhokshaja means that he is beyond sense perception. But if he wants, then he can be seen. Swayameva vrunuta tenaiva labhya tasyeva shantanu vibhritam syat. Ateva Bhāgavatamrita dhritam Narayana Adhyatma Vachanam. So therefore there is a statement from Narayana Adhyatma cited in the Laghu Bhāgavatamrita of Sri Rupa Goswami. Nityavyaktopi Bhagwan Ikshate Nijasaktita. So although he is avyakta, he is unmanifest. Avyakta means that he is not perceptible to our senses. But he can be seen because of his own power, Nijasaktita. Tamrite Paramanandam Kapashet Amitam Prabham. Without that Shakti, who is able to see him, who is supreme bliss and immeasurable Lord, Amitam Prabham. So next sloka confirms this. Iti tatratya karika cha. And then there is a karika written by Sri Rupa Goswami. Tataha swayam prakasatva shaktya swecha prakashaya sopi abhivyakto bhaven netre na netre vishyatvat. So therefore, by his self-luminous potency, swayam prakasatva shaktya swecha prakashaya, which illuminates by his will, he becomes avyakta. So abhivyakto bhaven netre. So he becomes visible to the eyes. Na netra vishyatva. So he is not otherwise the object of our senses, our eyes. Tatra hi tam anya deshyanam anukula jananam स्वकृपा दृष्टि दानेनैव सामुद स्वमाधुर्य ग्रहण. So therefore those people who are outside Vraja, not in Vraja, Annadeshyanam, but who are devoted to Krishna, so by his kripa drishti he allows them to taste his sweetness or experience his sweetness. Pratikulanam Kamsadi asuranam tu pitta dushita rasanaya matsandika bhojanam eva prakritaireva indriyestan madhuryam grahan rahitam eva darshanam dhyanave siddhyartha. But those who are not devoted to him, those who are against him, like Kamsa and other asuras, so they are unable to experience his sweetness. So that's why he was not seen like that. So Mallanam Asni, to the wrestlers he appeared like as if his body was like a thunderbolt, although he was beautiful. So Mallanam Asni Narvaro Strinam, for women he appeared very beautiful, but for them, because they are asuras, they want to fight and kill him. So then he appeared like that to them. So this is, he says that because of their pratikul bhav, their animosity, he does not appear the way he is. They see him, but like a material person. So prakritaireva indriya, their senses are material and they are not blessed by his antaranga shakti. So he says just like pitta dushita rasna matsenda bhojan. Just like somebody has jaundice, and then he tastes the sugar candy as bitter. Sugar candy is sweet, but he cannot taste the sweetness of the sugar candy because of the defect or disease, jaundice. So similarly, although Krishna is sweet, he is most beautiful, sweet person, but they cannot see his beauty and sweetness because of their own animosity, because of their own asuric bhav. They see him, it's like the person with jaundice also tastes the sugar candy, but doesn't taste the original, the true taste of it. So therefore madhurya grahana rahitam eva darshanam. So their darshan by these people is without tasting or without the experience of his sweetness. Dhyana avesha siddhyartam. And this is so that they can also become fixed on him. And this also purifies them. So avesh phalam cha sarva aparadha upshamana purvako moksha. And what is the outcome of their absorption in him? That they get moksha after all their offenses are quelled because of the meditation and that madhurya-less vision. So that also benefits them. Saiva tesham hitam. So that is their hita, because he is saying that how Krishna is doing benefit to everyone. So jagat hitaya sopyatra, he is commenting on this word jagat hitaya, for the benefit of the world, that how he is benefiting even the asuras. Kincha व्रजस्थानाम ऐश्वर्य ज्ञान शून्यानाम अन्येषाम अनुकूल प्रतिकूलानाम अपि यद्यपि सदेही व आभाति तदपि देह देही विभागोत्र नेश्वरे विद्यते क्वचित इति मध्वाचार्य धृत महावरः वचनादेव शास्त्रज्ञै देहिरीति वक्तुम् अयोग्यत्वात् इत एव शब्दः. So then he says, moreover, those who are in Raja, who do not have any knowledge of his Aishwarya, Aishwarya Jnana Sunyanam. And then there are others who may have knowledge of his Aishwarya or may have even Pratikul Bhav. So he appears like Dehi Iva, as if he has a body. So why the word Eva is used? Because there is no difference between him and his body, as is the case with us, that we are separate from our body and he is one with his body. So therefore it is said Dehi Eva Abhati. It appears as if he is an embodied being. So he appears like that. So common people, they think he is just like any other person, and Brajvasis, they see that he is one among them and the supreme object of their love. Yad dhamar priyatma tanya sa pranashayas tatkrite. So everything is devoted to him. So this is how he is called, he is explained here. So those who know the Shastra, the Shastrajya Jiva Dehiti or Vaktum Ayogya. Those who know the Shastra, they cannot make a statement that he was an embodied being. So therefore he says like an embodied being. This is the end of the commentary. Any question on this?
Yes, I would just have a question.
Yes.
I did not quite get to whom Anya Deshi people, does it refer to people with whom Krishna interacted in his Leela outside of Vrindavan, or does it refer to anybody at any time?
Yeah, outside. Anybody who is not in Raj.
Now, at any time or only in Krishna's Leela?
What do you mean any time? He's interacting only when he's here,
I mean,
no? Other time nobody sees him.
Yes.
Because he's talking about Dehi Vabhati. He's commenting on the statement, Jagadhitaya sopi atra Dehi Vabhati Maya. That for the benefit of people, he is appearing like an embodied being. So he's talking about when he is manifest.
Okay. Yeah.
Not other time. Anyone else? So vastuto janatamatra krishnam sthashnu charishnu cha bhagavad rupam akhilam nanyad vastu ya kinchan. So now he explains a little more. So what about people when Krishna is not present? So he says, don't worry, everything is Krishna only. So he says, Janatam atra vastuto sthashnu charishnu cha Krishnam eva. That those who know, those who have proper understanding, for them, in reality, everything movable and immovable is Krishna only. Krishnam sthashnu charishnu cha. Bhagavad rupam akhilam. Everything is form of Bhagavan. Nanyad vastu hai kinchan. There is nothing else here. So now in the Shruti says, Nana nehasti kinchana. Sarvam khalu idam brahma. Isha vashyam idam sarvam yat kincha janityam jagat. So there is nothing but Bhagavan only. So even what you are seeing is only manifestation of Him. So He is not manifest as He, what we are seeing, but His energy, cause and effect. So nothing is different from that.
Yomam pashyati sarvatra. For one who sees me in everything and sees everything in me, I'm never lost, nor is he lost to me. Bhagavad Gita.
Yes. So earlier in Bhāgavatam also, second canto, it says, Dravyam karma kalasya svabhava jiva evacha vasudevat paro brahman na channa artha asti tattvataha. So what you see around is dravya, objects in their qualities, kala, time. You experience time, everybody experiences time. Karma, the actions which give result. Jiva, the living being who is doing the karma. Swabhava, the nature of the jivas and objects. So dravyam karma cha kalasya swabhava jiva evacha. It says Vasudevat paro brahman na channo artha asti tattva. So it is not different from Vasudeva in reality, from Tattva point of view. Because there is only one Tattva. Vadanti tat tattvadas tattvam is jnanam advaya. So that is what is being described here. Because it was said that those who are Tattvavid, those who know the Tattva, they say that there is only one Tattva, one reality. So that's why I said Janatam. And those who know, Tattvit or Janatam, same meaning, those who know, they say that there is only one Tattva. There the word Tattva was used, here it is now explained that that Tattva is Krishna. So it becomes more clear. Yeah. There it is spoken so that everybody is satisfied. Now going more clear. So vastuto janatamatra krishnam sthashmi charushmi cha. That in reality those who understand, they see that everything is only Krishna. And akhilam bhagavad rupam, all this is form of Bhagavan. So this is how Bhāgavatam begins. Then in second canto again the universal form is explained. That's all form of Bhagavan. So nanyad vastu hiya kinchana, there is nothing else. Kincha apekshikaha premaspadani ye cha atmadeha putradyas te api vicharvataha saeva iti apekshika premaspadatvam tasyeva ityaha vastu. So earlier it was said that the priti, the love which we have for objects, for body, wife, children or possessions, he says this is relative, apekshika. So is relative, what do you mean it is relative? He says it is relative because it is also related to Krishna. So now when you understand this verse, actually everybody is loving Krishna only, because there is nothing else. So nobody is atheist. So they are loving Krishna but not knowing it. The Brajvasis also don't know that he is God. And ignorant people, they also don't know. But this is two different types of ignorance. This ignorance is called by Mahamaya. Their ignorance is called by Yogamaya. So their ignorance is because of prema and this ignorance is because of kama. So that is the difference. Otherwise everybody loves Krishna. So that's why he is Krishna. Because if you don't believe in God, still you love. At least you love money, food, something. You say, I love this, I love that. So that is also God. So therefore he says, apekshika premaspadani, that objects of love which are relative objects of love, such as one's own self, body, children, etc. So those who have proper understanding of the tattva, they say that this is also him only. Say, iti apekshika premaspadatvam api tasya. So therefore this apekshik premaspadatva, the relative object of love, is also he only. Vastutastu vastutah asti astu iti artha.
वस्तुतस्तु इति अर्थः
Vastutastu.
वस्तुतः तु इति अर्थः.
Right, thank you. So, meaning in truth, Krishnam janatam punsham mate stavaram jangamam cha sarvam tadrupam eva. So, janatam here means those who know Krishna, those who know truth. So, in their opinion, in their understanding, whatever is moving or unmoving, it's only him only. It's all his form of God. Tasyeva sarva karanatvat. Karanasyeva karya karatvat. Because he is the cause of everything. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadiradi Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of everything. And being the cause, he is everything. It's like if you have gold, and from gold you can make all types of ornaments. So they are gold only. They are not different from the gold. So he is the cause of everything. Therefore nothing is different from him. He only is manifest.
Sarv Karan Karanam. So this cause would be somewhere indirect also, not directly, because then whatever wrong is also there, that also can be ascribed to him because he is cause.
Ascribe.
No, but then there must be some direct or some indirect. Na?
So it doesn't matter, he ascribe, what is the problem?
And then he is all pure and all good, nothing bad.
Yes, all impurities are pure in him. Otherwise he cannot be the cause of all causes. So that's why you have Achintya Bheda Bhed.
Therefore he also says in Bhagavad Gita, Yajanti avidhi purvakam.
Yes, Aham Sarvasya Prabha Matta Sarvam Pravartata. And I am the source of everything. Prabhu means source, source means cause. Everything emanates from me. So, Janmadasya Yataha. That's what Vedanta is saying. Everything, Janma, Adi, destruction is also from him, which you don't like. So he is willing to accept everything. He is not afraid. So yavat sanjayate kinchit saptam sthavar jangam kshetra kshetragya sanyogat tadviddhi bhaktarshana. Everything is a combination of kshetra and kshetragya, and both are his energy. And he said kshetragyam chapi mam viddhi sarv kshetreshu bharata bhumirapo anulo vayu khammano buddhirev cha hinkaramiti bhinna prakriti vastana ichchadaya sukham dukkham sanghata chetna bhriti. So everything is him. Iti kshetram samasena savikaram udahati. So this is the kshetra, and kshetragya is his Shakti. So Jiva Bhuta Mahabhavo Yaya Dharyate Jagat, that is saying Apara Shakti, Parashakti, Buddhi Param. So it is all him only, different potencies. So that is now philosophy, how he one manifests all this. So he is explaining that a little more in the next sloka. Sarvesham api vastunam bhavartho bhavati sthitah tasyapi bhagavan Krishna kimatad vastu rupyatam. So he says sarvesham api vastunam bhavartho sthitah bhavati. Of all the objects which you see here in the material world, ultimately it is the cause which is stable. Because things manifest and manifest. So they come out, they go back into the cause. So they arise from it and then they dissolve into him. Bhutva bhutva praliyate. So says sarvesham api vastunam bhava. Bhava the karana, the cause is what is fixed. And tasyapi Bhagavan Krishna. And that cause of all that is Krishna. cause of all the causes is He only. So, kim atad vastu rupyatam. So, without that, there is nothing. So, atat. So, tat, it is from tat that you have the word tattva. So, tattvamasi, Svet Ketu. So, tattva is Him. Tattva is Krishna, vadanti tat tattvadas, tattvam is jnanam advayam. So Vasudevat Paro Brahman Nanyortho Asti Tattvataha. So without Tattva nothing exists because everything has got existence. Everything, even the insentient things which may not have consciousness, at least Satta is there, they have Sat potency in them. And that Sat belongs to Him. There is no Sat without Him. So that Sat is the, what it says, Sthita Bhavati. That you can change the name and form, but you cannot change the existence. Existence is existence. How can you transform existence? You can transform the form, you can transform or change the name of something. But you cannot change its existence. That existence is avikari, non-transformable, non-negotiable. And the cause of that existence is Krishna. Tasyapi Bhagavan Krishna. And rest is what we call as atat. So he says, what is the point in talking about what is atat? Kim atat vastu rupyatam. That is useless to talk about it. So kutayeti tadaha. How is it that he is everything? So that is being described. Sarvesham api sthavar jangama nam bhavaha bhavanti asmaditi bhava. So bhava here means that from everything appears, means karanam. Pradhanam tadrupo artha. So that Karan, what is the Karan of all these objects is Pradhan. Right? Prakriti is Pradhan. So Tadrupo Artha Sthita Sthiro Bhavati. So Pradhan is from which objects can go back. Tasyapi Bhavasya Bhava Karanam Krishna eva. And the cause of that is also Krishna. Because Prakriti is not independent. Prakriti says, Krishna says, Mama Maya Duratya. It is my Maya, my energy, my Shakti. So therefore he says, he is the cause of that. Ataha kim atat Sri Krishna vyatiraktam vastu rupyatam. So what is there which is different from Krishna? There is nothing. What can you say? There is nothing outside him. यद्वा वस्तूनां बुद्धि इंद्रियादीनां भावार्थ व्यंग्योर्थ आत्मा स्थिरो भवति. Or he gives another meaning that all these vastu which we experience, intelligence, senses, objects, what is their bhavartha? Bhavartha means implied meaning. That's what they say, bhavartha, right? What is the sense of it? So he says the sense is atma. It is because of Atma that they exist, and that is the only one which is sthita, sthira, unchanging. And the cause of that Atma is Krishna, is Paramatma. Tasyapi ansatvat tadvyangyo ansi Krishna. That Atma is also Amsa, Mama Ivansa Jiva Loke. And Amsi is Krishna. Ataha kim atat tad bhinnam vastu. So what is there which is separate from him? Kim kimartham rupyatam seva kevalam sevam. So what is the point in describing anything other than him? Therefore only he has to be served, taken center of.
Bhavesh, I have a question. So my question is doubt on what does it mean to see Krishna as everything. Does it even remotely suggest that the Krishna is now the object, the subject, and the process of knowing itself, like Vibhuti-lila does it suggest that? Or can that be interpreted from this?
Yeah, if you are Advaitvadi, that's how you interpret.
But even if you are not an Advaitavadi, what does it mean?
So it means that whatever is there, it is meant for Krishna, because it's part of Krishna. So you can take what is needed for your existence, because you are also part of Krishna, so you are allowed that much. Labho jivete yavata. So kamasya na indriya priti, labho jivete yavata. The objects of senses are not meant to gratify senses, but for your existence. And jivasya tattva jigyasa, and then you engage in devotional service. That's why it says, therefore, Saiva Saviya. So you have to see it like that.
I guess my doubt is that if everything is Krishna, if the sense of I is not, is also Krishna, so that there is no sense of I, then...
That's why you are not understanding this. I is part of him, in that sense he is Krishna.
Okay.
It's like you have your finger. So don't you call it finger, or you are going to call the finger also as Bhushan? Although it is Bhushan only, but it is part. So he said this is finger. And what is the purpose of finger? Does it have independent purpose? No, its purpose is to help you to type, right? Or to eat, to do something. So now you cannot say, well, this has separate and this is meant for that only, for the whole. So you look at your own body, all your parts are not different from you. That's why he said this is Bhushan. So like that, but everything is meant for the individual who is called Bhushan. All these parts also have their own names, their own requirements. They need different type of food. Whatever food you eat, liver needs something, brain needs something, eyes need something, ears need something. That is distributed, and they have their functions. It's not all one. Okay. So what is the purpose of all this? This is answered in the next sloka. What is that? Okay, now after hearing this, what are we supposed to do? So this is, it says, Samashrito ye padapallav plavam nahat padam punya sho murare bhavam buddhir vatsa padam param padam 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 yad vipadam natesham. So, ye padapallava palavam punyasho murare mahat padam samashrita. Those people who have taken the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, which is like a boat, and Krishna, who has punyasha, glorious fame, then what happens to them? Bhavam buddhir vatsapadam. Then this ocean becomes like a little puddle of water. Means now you have no problem. You don't even need the boat then. What will you do with the boat? He says you take shelter of the boat. As soon as you take shelter of the boat, the ocean disappears. You don't need it. Because he says then this bhavam buddhi, the ocean called material world, becomes vatsapadam. It becomes like the water which is contained in the hoof print of a calf, not cow. Cow has a bigger hoof print, calf. So very little. So you don't need boat for that. So as soon as you sit in the boat, the water is gone. So then what happens? Then you have no vipadam. Padam padam yad vipadam na tesham. So you get param padam, you attain Vaikuntha, and all the problems, they do not exist anymore, because there is no problem in Vaikuntha. So Vaikuntha is not somewhere else, it's here. the samsara itself changes. The troubles disappear. So vipadam na tesham, they do not have problems. So problems are only for those who are not taking shelter of Krishna. Those who have taken shelter of Krishna, then their problems disappear. Of course you will say, what is this? You see so many devotees having problems. Listen to him. So tadevam sadhitam Sri Krishna seva तच्चरण आश्रयण एक हेतु कान माया तरणादेव अनुभव गोचरीर भवति इति तच्चरण आश्रयिणाम एव सर्वोत्कर्षम अभिव्यंजति. So now he says that now in this way it has been established that those who have taken shelter only of Krishna's feet, then because of that all this transcending over this Maya happens. One experiences that. Anubhav gochari bhavati. And therefore those who have taken shelter of Krishna's feet, they are the best. Sarvautkarsha. So they are topmost. They are supreme. That is being described here. Samashrita. So who is Krishna? It is called here as Punyasha. Punyam charu manoharam yaso yasya tasya. So his fame is very beautiful. We hear so many nice stories about him, wonderful qualities. And Murarehe pad pallava eva plava. So the feet of Murari, that itself is a boat. Tamya samyak kavalyena ashrita. So those who have taken shelter of that. So taken shelter of that means not putting your foot in two different boats. That I want to do bhakti also, I want to do jnana also, I want to do karma also, I want to do this also. No. So says kavalyena ashrita. So anyabhilashita sunyam. No other abhilasha. Kidrisham mahatam padam ashrayam. So what are these mahat padam? Taking whose shelter? It says tesham bhavam budhir vats padam tirna tartavya vastuman nanaspadam bhavati anaspadam bhavati param padam nityadham. So then once you take shelter, then this bhavam buddhi becomes vatspada, means now this you don't need to cross it over. Param padam nityadham. So they attain the eternal abode, Sri Vrindavan Vakunthadi. Tesham paramaspadam. So that is their supreme place, destination. Viptam yat padam durvishyam tat khalu tesham kadachid api na bhavati. And they do not attain any troubles, calamities do not come to them. Tesham matis tato anyatra nasajite ityartha. What does it mean? It means that now their mind is not attracted to anything else. So problems come only when mind goes to things other than Krishna. And then problems arise. So once mind becomes fixed absolutely on Krishna, then no problems. So etatte sarvam akyatam yat prishtoham iha tvaya tat kaumare harikritam pagande parikritam. So now Parikshit Maharaj, Sri Sukadeva Goswami tells to King Parikshit that in this way I have explained to you all that which you had asked the question that how is it that Krishna killed the snake when he was in Kaumara, means 5-year-old, and the children went and told this when they were Poganda, they were 6-year-old. How this was the question which King Parikshit asked in the last chapter. So then he replied. So there is no commentary on this. Etat sruhidbhischaritam murarer agardanam shradabala jemanam cha vyakteratad rupamajo urvabhishtavam srinvan grinanneti naro kilarthan. So now Sukadeva Goswami is giving his blessings to those who have interest in hearing this. They should get some benefit, right? So it says, Etat Sruhadbhis Charitam Murare. It says this pastime of Krishna, which he performed with his friends, dear friends. What is that pastime? Aghardanam, killing of Aghasura. Sadhaval Jemanam Cha, and eating lunch with them on the green grass. Sadhaval means green grass. Jeman means eating. And Vyakter itarad-rupam ajorva bhishtavam. And also description of all the forms which are separate from this material world. That is all these calves and friends and cows and Vrindavan. And also Ajor Vibhishtavam, the wonderful stuti, prayers of Brahma. One who hears this, one who recites this, then they attain all their wishes, Akhilarthan. Good. So Sruhadbhis Charitam Mushnanto Anyanya Shikyade Nitinoktam. So what are that activities with his friends? He said it's like they were sitting and they were stealing each other's food and eating. Vyaktat Prapanchaditarat. Vyaktaitarat means which is distinct. Vrindavan is distinct from the material world. Akaranta Matpumarsham. Ajasya Urur Mahan Abhi Sarvato Bhavena Stavastam. So Ajarvo Abhishtavam is the wonderful, the great stuti, prayer by Brahma. Evam viharahi komarahi komaram jahatur vraje nilayanahi setu bandhair markatot plavanadibhi. So in this way, Krishna passed his Komara age playing various types of games, hide, seek, making bridge, going to Sri Lanka and jumping like the monkeys, etc. So this was also the last sloka of the 12th chapter. And now it comes here because in between the story came. And this is the end of 14th chapter. So Brahman Kalantar Kritam Tat Kalinam Katham Bhavet. This question was asked by King Parikshit, that the pastime which was performed a year ago, why it was described 1 year later. Iti Raja Prashnottaram Samapya Punastat Katham Eva Ablambamana Aha. So after answering the question of the king, again he refers back where he has left. That's why the sloka is repeated, otherwise somebody may say, why is saying this again? So Jahatu Samvritvanti Nilayane Niliya Sthiti Tadanveshnadi Setu Bandha Lanka Prayana Chirabdhi Matnadibhi Avantara Charite Avantar Avatar Charite. So various pastimes they played with his friends, hide, seek, etc. And even the pastimes of the other avatars, like making the bridge to reach Lanka. So iti sarartha darshinyam harshinyam bhakta chetsam chaturdasoyam dasme samita sankasatam. So this ends the commentary called Sarartha Darshini, which gives bliss to the devotees on the 14th chapter of 10th Canto. End of 14th chapter.
I understood in verse number 56 that the Atma is the cause of everything and Krishna is the source of the Atma. Did I hear this correctly? And if so, then how is that the Atma is the cause of everything? Is it in the sense of that?
No, I did not say that Atma.
Aha.
Krishna is the cause of everything. Aham sarvasya prabhu, sarva karana karana.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yes, then this play of the bridge. Could you give me some idea how this would look like practically? Like how they play bridge? Is it that they, I mean, there is in the acrobatic type of bridge, or is it that?
No, this is like Lord Ramchandra made a bridge to go to Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
So they also made a bridge like that.
With their bodies, like.
Why they can also take sticks, and make a bridge and walk on it. And become monkeys and walk on it. Playing is just a play.
That's it.
So Babaji, what we learned is that repetition is generally not like as per grammar, repetition is not considered good, like it's not considered as very appropriate. So like at the end of 11th chapter, he used that same phrase, like this way Krishna passes time with his friends playing. And again after Aghasur Vadh and this Brahm Vimohan-līlā, again he used that same verse. So why Bhāgavatam is doing this repetition, any particular?
That's what he explained in his commentary. Just to now bring you back to the story where it was left. He was telling story of Krishna pastime and question was asked. He replied. So now he's...
So that question was that why after 1 year that killing of Aghasur was told.
That's how the story of Brahma Mohan came. So now he'll again continue from there.
Babaji, I have a question, which is actually a little bit indirect to the topic. Is what is the exactly word which is the opposite of avyakta?
Vyakta.
Vyakta.
Babaji, I have one more question.
Yes.
So verse 16 cannot be understood as Arthamar because that would be an Atma. So
Which
could
verse?
you say why?
Which verse?
Verse 60. Verse 60 where he's giving the blessing that all his lives will be fulfilled by hearing these pastimes.
Yeah.
So since it's not Arthamar, could you explain why Shivadeva Swami is giving blessing? What is the purpose?
It's a very strange question. You're saying somebody's
I mean, it's
blessing.
wonderful.
What is the problem if he gives blessing?
No, it's very nice, but I'm just wondering, does he do that to inspire people to read this? Or,
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything?
Yeah, that is the purpose. So, Rochna Artha Phalashruti is a statement in 11th Canto. Says Phalashruti. This is called Phalashruti. Phala, means fruit, the result, the outcome. Shruti means statement. So the statement which describes that you will get this result, that result, it is called Rochna Artha. Rochana means taste, liking, ruchi. So it is to entice you. It's an advertisement. Otherwise people won't read. People are sakami. So you have to keep the book alive. So then they do that. You hear the answer, or you are looking very... What are you looking?
No, I could not, there was no sound, I could not hear your reply. I don't know if it was only for me, or I could not answer back. I can hear the recording.
No, it is Rochana Artha Falashruti, the statement which describes... You can hear now?
Yes.
So those statements in Shastra which describe that you will get this result, you will get that result, that is to increase the interest of people. That is their thought.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
One more doubt was there that when it was said that Jagadhitai in few shlokas back, Krishna. So even for normal people it was said that he is auspicious. So if somebody is not believing and he doesn't even have faith in God and he doesn't believe in God, and so how is it auspicious for him? Krishna, how is Krishna auspicious for him? Or how is he benefiting? Like how this statement is becoming true, Jagadhitai?
So if somebody comes and distributes food here and you don't go to take it, and this person says, well, I am distributing this food for the benefit of people. So then you say, well, these people are not going to take the food, so how these people are benefiting? So how this statement is true now that he is coming to benefit everybody? That's your question. So he comes, but if you don't want to take advantage, then what can be done?
But still we'll call him Jagadhitai.
Why not? I mean, by his presence, the auspiciousness came. But if you are determined not to take advantage, then that is your problem. He said that those who saw him, they also got benefited, even if they were not interested in God or anything. He said Anukul, Pratikul. And Asuras got benefit. So others also. Now if you don't meet him, you don't see him, then you say, okay, how he is doing benefit? Then he is coming and you hear these activities. I mean, you have to also do something. But if you want to close yourself, then what can be done?